This is Leah with Backyard Homestead in Starkville, Mississippi, Zone 7B. And I just want to do a garden update. And this will be our July garden update. So we have jalapeno peppers growing up here in this front bed. They're doing pretty well. We have watermelons starting to take off. Little patch of watermelon right up front. This is that raised bed that we planted the extra corn that we didn't have room for in our corn patch, and it's doing well in this raised bed. And this is the Silver Queen corn. So it's getting pretty nice. Got pretty green color. This is where our squash was. It finally bit the dust, so we pulled it today and we planted some more contender bush green beans. See if we can get a second crop of contenders going. This is where we dug some red Lesotho some white Kennebec potatoes, and we planted some contender bush beans where they were. We've got a good stand of them up. We planted more contenders right here in front of this pepper row. And these are our peppers, and they're still doing well. These are Emerald Giants on the end, and several different varieties of peppers down the row. This is our row of Mississippi Purple Hull peas, and they are just starting to get ready. A few ready here on the end. Got a good stand of them, so hopefully we'll get a good mess of peas here soon. I'm about ready for some peas. And in between our peas, we have okra. And you can see how much better that end of the row looks than this end does, even looking at the peas and looking at the okra. But we've got peas and okra starting to come in. We have not picked the peas yet, but trying to let a few more get ready so we'll have enough to eat a batch when they get ready. But some of them definitely starting to turn. Got some little okra ready to pick down there. These are our Brussels sprouts. Still waiting to see if some of them will sprout for us. They're starting to swell a little bit. On this end of the row, we have sweet potatoes planted. And it's kind of shady down here, so I don't know if we'll get much out of them, but we planted some. So these are our sweet potatoes. And we have peppers. These are Tequila Sunrise, planted on this fence. These Romas don't do well down here. We're going to pull them soon. They're just not getting enough light, we think. So we'll pull them and plant something else on this fence. These are our cucumbers, and they're starting to kick in and do well. I made a couple batches of pickles already. Just trying to find you a nice one. We already picked most of them. There's some small ones. We'll be ready to pick again tomorrow. Ooh, what is that big thing? That big cool beetle. I don't know. I'm not gonna mess with him though. The pear tree that had that the cedar rust on it, it may not be a total lost cause. We may get a few pears off of them. There's some about ready to pick. There's a few more big nice ones up there, so we may get enough to eat a few anyway. Got a few sunflowers starting to bloom. Really pretty. Have them growing over here by the chicken run. Also have cucumbers down on this end. They're growing well where the chickens can't reach them. The chickens pick all the foliage off if they can get to it. And this is our row of red Lesotho potatoes. We still haven't dug them yet. Waiting on them. Waiting for the foliage to die back a little bit more. It's about time though. And this is our row of Roma tomatoes, and we have picked them. 2 good heavy pickings, and we have a few more on here and a few more to turn, but they are about done. So we'll be pulling them before long. Let these last few turn, and then it'll be time to pull them down. And on the back side of this fence, we have planted rattlesnake pole beans, but something's eating them up. So they didn't come up really well, and the ones that did come up, something's eating them. So we replanted today, and we're going to keep an eye on them, try to see if we can see what's getting them. But we wanted to get them started so when we pull these romas, then the rattlesnakes can just climb up the fence. But we'll see how that works out. And these are 2 more rows of the Mississippi pink eye purple hulls. We planted just 2 more rows of those. Got a good stand up. A few little spots didn't come up, so we replanted those today. But this will be our second row of peas, or second double row of peas. This is our row of mixed tomatoes, the black vernissage and the brandywine, and we just picked those the other day. So we'll see if we get some more off of these, but there's several green ones waiting to turn. And they've made well. Still, the better boys are still making really well. The plants look nice and healthy. We've been canning tomatoes about every day. Some big pretty better boys down here. Our peppers in these buckets are showing out. These are red Marconi, and it's hanging with them. Big pretty ones. They're doing really well. And the Cubanelles are doing well. This is a bucket of the Cubanelles. They're doing really well. And the Emerald Giant, they're looking healthy and pretty. There's a pepper about ready to pick on this one. And then there are, say, 2 mammoth jalapenos on the end. They're looking good. And this is our row of bush butterbeans, and they're starting to come on pretty nicely. There are clusters of them, and some of them are starting to get ready. This one, maybe a couple more days. You kind of just have to feel each one. These are starting to fill out. If you pick them too soon, they're tiny. If you pick them too late, they get, I don't know, funny tasting. So you have to pick them at just the right time, but they're almost ready, and they look like they're doing well. Right beside them is another row that we planted later of bush butterbeans. And this row is another row of Roma tomatoes, and it's a little bit later than the other one, but we picked it twice heavy already. And there's a few more tomatoes on here, again, that we're letting turn. We'll probably pick them one more time real heavy, can another batch, and then go ahead and pull these and get something else planted. But they've done really well, and they've been really tasty. Been pleased with them this year. Starting to catch the strawberry runners in cups. Have some of them ready, just waiting for them to root now. And this is a row of cantaloupes, and they're starting to take off, starting to run a little bit. So hopefully have some cantaloupe before long. And down at the end of the cantaloupe row, we have eggplant. We're starting to get some big, nice, pretty eggplant on these plants. Something is eating them up. I think it's those flea beetles I talked about earlier, but they haven't left. Usually when the plants get some size on them, the flea beetles leave them alone, but they're still eating them this year. So don't know exactly what we're going to do about that yet. But here's a big pretty one I've been watching for a while. About ready to pick it and eat it. And this is our patch of silver queen corn that we transplanted after we pulled that Stoll's evergreen, and it's getting nice size now. Starting to take off. It's real pretty and healthy looking. Has a nice color. Just hope it has time to make. Huh! Look at these eggs on the back of this corn leaf. Looks like squash bug eggs. I'll brush them right off of there. Interesting. I've never seen squash bug eggs on corn before. He was confused. Then out on that's the corn patch back there. Out in front of the corn patch, we have another row of okra, and it's looking healthy and pretty too. There's a pod ready to pick. So hopefully we'll get some good okra out of this. The plants look really healthy and nice. We planted another thornless blackberry to replace that one that died out here. This one looks like it's doing a little bit better. don't know if y'all can hear that thunder or not. It sounds like it's about to storm. Better wrap this up. And I guess that's about it. Got peppers in pots on the patio, watermelon, corn. Peppers are doing well. The peas are starting to come on. Okra's doing well. So summer garden's starting to kick in. These are the peppers we transplanted into the area where we dug some white Kennebec potatoes. Our white Kennebec potatoes didn't do anything. I didn't even show the video. It was pitiful. So we're waiting on the red Lesotho. Hopefully they'll do better. But we had white Kennebecs right here where we transplanted the peppers. And over on the other side of the garden where we planted the contender bush green beans. And we got, I don't even remember how many pounds, maybe like 2 pounds off all those potatoes we planted. So disappointing harvest on the white Kennebecs. But I guess that's about all for now. I'm going to cut this off before the rain hits. And that's it. Thanks for watching.